Recently, I've been reading a book called From the Trash Man to the Cash Man by Myron Golden. I watch a lot of his videos, and honestly, he is one of the reasons why well, he's not the reason I started this channel, but I am kind of pivoting towards like the finance space with biblical principles and whatnot. But he is one of the reasons why I want to transition into that for this channel, especially. So I've been reading a bit of his book. I'm only on chapter 4 at the moment. His book is not too long, so and I'm honestly like noticing me having read the Bible. I didn't read it from start to finish yet, but this book I feel is like flying by for me. I just find that interesting because I was never a reader. I never liked to read. I always hated reading. I was always a gamer. My dad used to always like make me read books as much as possible. Obviously, with school, when you would have your summer assignment, you'd have to read a book. I just never liked that. So reading was something I hated doing because I felt like I never got to enjoy my time, outside of school as much because I just wanted to be able to play games and enjoy my time. Crazy how that translates into today. And basically, what I've gathered from, Myron and how he spoke. There was a specific video I was watching to pivot from the book. There was a specific video where he was talking about, seasons. He mentioned it was not even about that, but he mentioned it in the video. He was saying there are two seasons. There's like the focus season and the season of balance. And I feel like I've always been somebody who loved the balance, but it's to the point where there are moments where I have had focus seasons and I never really thought of it in that way. You could say like a grind season and things of that sort, but I would have like my grinding moments where I would grind nonstop and then I'd like go back to balance. But I've always had that mindset of balance. And I feel like as of late, being somebody who, hates a 9 to 5, I still work a 9 to 5. But I'm really trying to transition from that. With this channel especially, I kind of want to make that transition. I'm also doing other stuff with my wife, but at the moment, this is something personally for me that I want to do to help other people in the financial space. But I feel like I've always had the mindset of balance, and I would always come home from work and just want to relax pretty much. But based off my knowledge of money and how things work and how society works with money, we tend to have the mindset that time is money. So we work a 9 to 5 and that's our money. Like that's our money maker. And from this book, what I learned is that the worst way to make money is working a job. And it's a lot more to it, but he basically explains why, that's the case. And the main reason why the worst way to make money is a job is because a job consists of time wasting. You're working 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day to make money, and you're gonna lose time. Time is valuable, just like money is valuable, but time is much more valuable than money because that's your life, that's time. If you're losing time, you're not gonna have the joy of using your money. You're not gonna have the joy of the fruits of your labor because you're constantly using up your time just to make money. That is the worst way to make money. Now, I don't want to go further into detail only because, I would suggest you read the book for yourself. I want you to have your perspective. I would recommend the book to you, but that is some knowledge that, it's out there. It's not something that's secretive. But it's something you need to hear, and I feel like if you work a 9 to 5 and you kind of want to get out that space and be a business person, be a business owner, you got to realize that the time is money thing is not, it's not correct, because time isn't money. Time doesn't equal money. Time is separate from money. We just associate time with money because that's the lifestyle that, society teaches us. And the rich, the very wealthy people, they don't work that way. They have their own systems placed, and their system is what makes them the money. Their product is what makes them the money. So I feel as though if you want to make money and you want to be rich, You want to stray away from working a 9 to 5. Now, obviously, if you have responsibilities, I am not saying to quit. That is the worst thing you can do. But what I am saying is get in your focus season, grind, work your 9 to 5, stack your money if you can. If you have a partner, great. You guys can work together and build an empire, build a system. But, save your money, do what you got to do to, start your business, fund yourself, and remind yourself, remember that starting a business isn't going to be, right away. Because that's another thing he talks about in the book. If you start your business, you're not going to see money right away. It may take months, it may take a few years until you're up and running, until everything is set. And that's another thing is we are so used to working a job and making money off the job. Like we're so used to spending time to make money that if we have a business and we see no progress, we see no pay, we give up because we're so programmed to the fact that time is money. Because we're using up so much time to build our business, you give up because you see no money coming in. And that's where people fail because they're so used to that. We're programmed to think that time is money. And you got to get out that mindset of time being money. Once you can stop thinking like that, you'll get something started for yourself. You need to just remember that time isn't money. We got to disassociate time with money because that is what holds us and traps us, especially in a 9 to 5 life. This is just a random talk that I wanted to say and get off my chest and just tell you what I've been, reading and things of that sort. We're going to focus on biblical principles always, along with just financial stuff. And that's the goal that I want for this channel. It's just going to be Bible and finances and life talk sometimes. But yeah, just remember, guys, time is not money. We need to stop thinking that way.